Triple B Hot Takes. Welcome.
Good morning. October 1st. Spooky season has begun. What up, everybody? I am Triple B. Triple B Hot Takes. I am not alone. I am not alone on the start of spooky season, October 1st. Today, NFL Sunday, Week 4. I am joined by my dad, my coach, mentor, fantasy extraordinaire, Roy. Fresh from a wedding, in fact. Had a wedding last night. Flew in on the red eye.
Good morning.
October 1st.
Holy buckets, it is October 1st, and got the orange and kind of representing that. And I'm back on the Bengals bus because they're going to figure it out. Joey Burrow had a good week of practice. I'm liking what I'm seeing. Gonna be a good day.
Hell yeah. Week 4, fantasy.
Week 4, October. Who'd have thought?
We got some shit to do.
Flying, man.
Hell yeah. Money is to be won today.
Money is to be won.
That's how it works on Sunday.
So
Let's do it. Triple B Hot Takes. He's Roy. I'm Bennett. Triple B. Welcome to the show. Week 4. Thanks for joining us. Let's plug it in.
Let's get it
Let's
on.
play them.
Let's
So
get
you can
it
get your
on.
DraftKings set up, your bets in, and we can have a great day. Hot day today.
Hot day
85.
today. Wow.
85.
85 to kick off October.
Wow. Okay, well, let's get right into it. QBs. Starting it off, I like Justin Herbert this week. Going off, averaging 40 attempts a game or more. Justin Herbert is going against Las Vegas's pass defense that has not been great, not been fantastic at all, and he's only $7,800. They never put him above $8,000. I don't know why, but Justin Herbert is pretty cheap for how good he is. My risk, I have Russell Wilson, Mr. Unlimited, going against the Toilet Bowl, Chicago Bears. It's going to be a great game. Not really.
Not really.
They both suck. Broncos just gave 70 points.
Gave up 70. Big
Wow.
ones.
I don't know what's going to happen, but it is a Toilet Bowl. If I've ever seen one, Russell Wilson is $5,800. I also snuck somebody in there. I woke up this morning, got some alerts, did some research. I thought that Brian Hoyer was playing in place of Jimmy Garoppolo. 37 years old, not that. I was like, okay, I'm going to take all my Raiders guys out of my lineup. Brian Hoyer is kind of stale, not a fan. Devontae will probably still have 20 points, but not a fan of Brian Hoyer. Then I saw that they really like this rookie, Aiden O'Connell. The fact that they are playing a rookie quarterback that they really like during camp over a 37-year-old veteran that has a lot more experience in these types of situations makes me think that either one, the coach is a dipshit, or two, Aiden O'Connell is better than people realize. Aiden O'Connell is only $4,000, and to get a guy that is going against the worst passing D in the NFL, I mean, the Chargers statistics are through the roof bad. Nobody is even close to them as bad as they are for pass defense. So Aiden O'Connell, rookie quarterback, going against the worst pass defense in the NFL, could be a huge risk, could be a huge reward. I have him plugged in one of my lineups, and the lineup's pretty stacked. So we'll see what happens, but Aiden O'Connell. Dad, who do you have for quarterbacks?
Not Aiden O'Connell.
Oh, you're going to regret it.
I might. My quarterback this week is Matty Statty going up against the Colts. Kind of a letdown week last week for the Rams in general. They did win the game, but Stafford kind of, from his first 2 starts, kind of had a flat game. Puka Nacua kind of had a flat game. I'm expecting that to turn around today against the Colts. They're giving up the 4th most points fantasy points to quarterbacks in the league right now, and I think Matty Statty and Puka Nacua go off today. So I like Matty Statty today in a good matchup. My risk at quarterback this week, I can't believe I'm saying this. I just can't believe it because I still don't believe. I still do not believe. But C.J. Stroud, who has been putting up some pretty big numbers and has some pretty good receivers and a bunch of young guys, I like him. Houston plays Pittsburgh, and it's his pass volume is just through the roof. I mean, that's all they do is throw. So C.J. Stroud, good risk, and I also have Russell Wilson down as a risk as well.
Who you got for RBs?
RBs, in his return to the Saints, Alvin Kamara.
Yeah.
Goes without saying, you almost have to put him in. He's got a classic matchup. We'll see where Kamara's at. We'll see if he's been beating the hell out of guys on the sideline or if he's ready to play football. I don't know. Could be a bit of a risk playing him this week in his first week back, but I think he's going to get some volume this week, and I like Alvin. I also like Kenny Walker III. Kenny went off last week. He has the Giants this week. The Giants have allowed 286 rushing yards and 4 tutters in the last 2 weeks. So, good game for Kenny Walker. My risk at running back, and I like this risk a lot, Rashawn Johnson. He's all but taken over the number 1 spot for the Bears, and with Justin Field being pickled up doing absolutely nothing, they're going to have to run the ball. So I like Rashawn Johnson as a risk in the running back category.
RBs for me, I got Christian McCaffrey at the top. $9,200, very steep, but he's playing Arizona, who sucks, and he's just been so good. I mean, he's scoring 25 a week. If you can afford him, put him in your lineup.
Yeah,
he's going to score 25.
Costly, but he's going to rock.
He's going to get a touchdown. He's going to go for 100-plus scrimmage yards. He's putting up MVP numbers, and I'm happy
Does
for
he
him.
not set the NFL record for consecutive touchdowns in a game if he scores today?
I think he does.
I think he does.
Yeah. Stats. Next, I got Josh Jacobs, who has been not that great, but he goes against a horrific Chargers defense. Chargers just don't seemingly have a D. They have no D. I like Josh Jacobs a lot versus the Chargers. I think it's a bounce-back week for him. I think he finally puts up that 20-plus spot for the first time this season. I have him in all my lineups. I like Josh Jacobs this week. Risk, and I have him circled. He's my sleeper of the week. Woo! DeAndre Swift. He is going against a Washington defense that has given up 5.4 yards a carry.
Yeah.
5.4 yards a carry. 5.4 yards a carry. And DeAndre Swift gets 5.4 yards a carry against whoever. It doesn't matter. The guy's a beast.
He's been balling out.
The guy's dad is jacked. Have you seen that video of his dad? Dad's jacked. DeAndre Swift is jacked. He is going to go off today against the Washington Commanders. I like him a lot. DeAndre Swift, sleeper of the week. Put him in all your lineups. You won't regret it.
I have him in.
Let's toss it back. Wide receivers. Keenan Allen. On fire. I love Keenan Allen. I've always loved Keenan Allen, and I'm super happy for him. Everybody's like, he's washed up. This is probably his last year that he's going to do anything. Well, he's having his best year he's ever had so far. And he threw a touchdown pass last week. How about that? In his route, 45 points last week. He may have had even more. I think he might have had 55.
48.
48, right in between. Yeah, Keenan Allen,
game.
$7,900. That's another Chargers theme in DraftKings that you have to take advantage of. They never throw guys above $8,000, and I don't know why. Keenan Allen just had the most fantasy points that a wide receiver has had all season besides Tyreek Hill, and he's not even above 8 Gs. He's $7,900. Play him. Put him in your lineup. Play him. You won't regret it. He has insane volume. There's no Eckler. There's no Williams, and he's facing a Raiders defense that has been trash versus the pass. Keenan Allen. Next, Jamar Chase. I'm sure he'll touch on it as well. Jamar Chase is facing a beat-down Tennessee defense that is terrible versus the pass. He is $7,800. I like Jamar. Like I said, I'm sure Roy will touch on him as well. I have him circled. He is my must-play this week. He is my must-play. Puka Nacua. He just talked about him. He said Matt Staffy and Puka are going to go off today. I agree. The Colts play a zone defense. They're rated first in the NFL for their percentage of zone defense plays.
Yep.
The LA Rams are ranked
88
first
or 89%.
for offense against the zone. Puka does not do well against the man. He has not so far this season. Cincinnati locked him up last week, and he didn't do so hot. And like I said, Indy doesn't play man. They don't play man. They play zone. Puka Nacua is going to be getting in all those little gaps, and Stafford's going to be hitting them for big. He's got 20 targets today. 20 targets. Puka Nacua. Play him. He is my must-play this week. I love Puka, and I love DeAndre Swift as my sleeper combo. So Puka and DeAndre Swift this week. Play them both. You'll love it. Risk. I don't like to do risk more than once if they let me down, but I am doing that today. Marvin Mims, giving him another chance. Marvin Mims is super cheap, $3,900, and he plays.
Did have a good game.
He did
last week.
Surprisingly,
the only one that had a good game in Denver.
The only week that he didn't have a good game was week 1 when we played him. Yeah. He scored 15 the next week, 24 the next week. I really like Marvin Mims this week. I like Russ too, but there's just always a risk with that team because they're not good. So that's just what you have to deal with. Marvin Mims, though, he's gotten a bigger load as of late. Let's stick to football. I'm not talking about loads that are big in any size or form. But if you want to blow your load all over Marvin Mims today, well, then I would suggest that you put him in your DraftKings and you do that because that's what I did. Now, I didn't blow my load on him. I just put him in my lineup.
He's only like $3,900 too, isn't he? Something like that?
$3,900.
Yeah.
$3,900 versus the Bears. They suck.
They do.
Who do you got? Speaking of loads, who do you got loaded
Speaking
up
of
at
loads,
wideout?
Hey, you hit on him. My number one guy at the wide receiver position this week is Jamar Chase.
Yeah.
Tennessee not only has a 4-pass defense, they are down their starting number 1 corner that's going to match up against Jamar Chase. He's out. Their safety that covers over the top, he's out. Jamar Chase and Joey Burrow are going to have a big day today. I just think they're going to against Tennessee. I think Joey's going to prove to his critics that he's back and he's ready to ball. And Jamar Chase had a good game last week. I think this is a big day for the two of them.
I don't know. I feel a risk there a little bit.
Yeah, well, because of the injuries that have been pursuant to Joey Burrow. He's been struggling. Their line's been struggling a little bit. Although Mixon did run the ball fairly well last week, which is going to take a little bit of the load off of the passing game. That's going to help.
Going against the number 1
and
rush
Joey
D,
Burrow, first week without being on the designated injury list. So I think he's on the mend, and we'll see if he can stay healthy and ball
I don't
out.
know. There just seems
he's got to be able to be mobile, and which has been hindering him.
There seems to be just a slight risk feeling for me. Like I could have chose between Keenan Allen and him in my DraftKings in order to play Puka as well, and I took Keenan in both of them. I don't know. I was like,
Agreed, 100%.
And Joe
I just
Mixon
think
too.
the matchup is prime.
I think they'll pass a shit ton
matchup is
because Tennessee actually has a pretty good run defense, if not the best, I think, so far.
Right.
So Joe Mixon could be stymied. All right, continue.
Agreed.
Sorry,
All right, and you brought him up, talked about him as well. Puka Nacua, he is a must-play this week. As I said with my quarterback, Matt Stafford, Puka Nacua are going to blow up the Colts D today.
Nacua!
I like Puka a lot.
Yep.
And hell of a guy off the field too. If you've read anything about the guy and who he is, I mean, the guy last week had tears in his eyes during the national anthem because he's proud to be a viable citizen in this country and pulls his weight, and he showed it on the field. No taking a knee for that dude. I'll tell you what, he's the real deal. My third wide receiver, staying in the Bronco family. I think Russ is going to cook today against the Bears. Russ hasn't cooked in a long time, and I think Russ is going to cook today. I think Cortland Sutton is the guy he's going to cook with today, so I like Cortland Sutton. $5,300 in DraftKings, Puka $6,700, and Jamar $78. So to his point with Keenan, Jamar and Keenan kind of a horse apiece cost-wise. My risk at wide receiver today, and I have him circled. Adam Thielen.
Sleeper of the week.
Sleeper of the week. $4,500. Carolina playing Minnesota. It's revenge week for Adam going up against the Queens, and I think he stands to tear their piss-poor defense apart. Question is, who's going to play quarterback for Carolina? The sucky young rookie?
Sounds like Bryce Young.
I know, but I wish the Red Rocket would be back in there.
Yeah.
Andy Dalton had a hell of a week
Sure
last
did.
week for Carolina. I don't know why they're not sticking with him and putting a rookie into the ringer, but we'll see. I like Adam Thielen. Circle him, play him.
All right, tight ends. Moving forward, I got George Kittle this week. I love George Kittle. He's got a really good history going against Arizona Cardinals. I don't know why things happen like that, but they do. The last 4 times he's played him, he's scored 17-plus fantasy points. I don't know why he wouldn't. They're not that great. George Kittle, all it's going to take is a couple of targets, yards after catch, that yak. George Kittle, good history with Arizona. I like Arizona. My risk, I got Tyler Higbee. India's last in pass attempts to tight ends. I don't know. Tyler Higbee does have the Achilles injury, though. Watch that. I don't know if he's playing for sure. He's questionable, but if he is,
Yep.
Tyler Higbee, dad tight ends.
Yeah, tight ends. I like TJ Hawkinson in this one, Minnesota versus Carolina. He and Kirk Cousins have a good relationship going there, and he's targeted heavily. He is expensive, $6,500, but he's a solid tight end play. My risk at tight end is Gerald Everett, the Chargers versus Vegas. Vegas giving up the 3rd most fantasy football points to tight ends in the league. So Gerald Everett, good risk, and he's only $3,600 in DraftKings.
And my big, old, hairy, scary, D. Philly, strong front. Love the start that Philly's defense has had. I love Philly in general, but Philly, I really like their defense today. Or I also really like the Tampa Bay Bucks. I actually have the Bucks in my lineups. The reason I put the Bucks in there is because Jameis Winston is the starting quarterback for the New Orleans Saints. He throws a lot of picks, throws a lot of bullshit passes in general. Jameis Winston
Bullshit is right.
is going to be, I think Tampa Bay could easily get 10 points.
Yeah, Jameis will give him 10 points.
Yeah. Who's your big old?
I like Denver against Chicago in this one. I know Denver just got trounced by Miami last week. Miami, a very solid offensive football team. There's a big difference between Miami and Chicago. Chicago's about as pathetic a team as can possibly take a field right now, which is just amazing to me that they continue to do what they're doing in Chicago. But I like Denver to rush to cook and take it to the Chicago Bears.
All right, triple threat picks. We're not doing so hot so far. I'm 4-5. Roy is 2-7. But there's a lot of weeks left. A lot of football left.
Real close on a couple, though.
Those records are going to go up.
Close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades.
First matchup, we got Miami Dolphins at the Buffalo Bills. You're giving the Buffalo Bills 2.5. Great game, one of the best games of the week. Rematch of that playoff game last year. Mm-hmm. I am taking Miami to go in there and slap the Bills around. Fans are going to be jumping on tables, but they're also going to be pissed off because Miami's on a roll and they're going to beat Buffalo. Dad?
Yeah, well, I'm going opposite here. I'm going to take
Taking
the
the
Bills.
Buff.
I'm taking the Bills in Buffalo. Never mind the 2.5. I think that's kind of disgraceful. Miami is a 2.5-point underdog after posting a 70 spot last week.
I agree.
However, I like the way Josh Allen and the Bills have rebounded after that shitty Jets game, and Buffalo's playing strong. Josh Allen's playing strong. I like them today.
Hell yeah. Next matchup, classic one. Baltimore Ravens at Cleveland Browns. You're giving Cleveland 2.5. Or they're giving the Ravens 2.5. Cleveland's favored 2.5. Dad, who do you got?
I'm taking Baltimore. I think they're too strong. Lamar's too strong. I think they're going to go in there and stomp Cleveland.
Over-under is 38.5. That is very small. I think that they'll probably go over that, but I don't know. The over-unders have been weird this year. It's kind of tough. If you took the over in the Miami game last week, well, congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations.
I'm taking Baltimore as well to go into Cleveland and beat them in the dog pound. I really like that matchup for Baltimore. They're playing well on defense. Zay Flowers is playing well. Lamar's playing well. They're playing well. Cleveland, though, has a really strong defense, so it should be a smash fest of a
it will.
game.
Yeah.
Next one is even closer. We got LA Rams headed to Indianapolis to play the Colts. Rams are favored by 1. I'm taking the Rams.
Taking the Rams all day long.
Yep.
All day long.
Puka Nacua, Matt Stafford,
Yeah,
like we said.
yeah, I mean,
Colts.
the fact it's a 1-point spread in this game.
Colts are good. They've been playing good.
I guess. But,
Without Jonathan Taylor, very surprising.
Very surprising. Yeah.
Okay, upset of the week. I'm 2-1. You're 1-2. Upset of the week for me is Tampa Bay. They're plus 3.5 going against the Saints. I think that is ridiculous. I cannot believe when I saw that Tampa Bay isn't favored. They are actually a almost 4-point underdog going to New Orleans to play Jameis Winston and the Saints.
Yeah.
Kamara's back, but I still think
Yeah.
Tampa Bay is a better team. Tampa Bay has good linebackers, a good internal defensive line. I think that they'll handle Kamara just fine. I think Baker and Mike Evans and Godwin will do just fine as well. I'm taking the Bucs easily, handily, over the Saints in New Orleans.
Handily. I like
Upset
it.
of the week?
I've got Carolina over the Queens. Minnesota's
Yeah. Adam Thielen
on a skid, I
facing
think.
his old team.
Carolina's getting 4.5 over the Queens, but I think Carolina is going to tear the Vikings' shitty defense apart.
Well, we don't have a Packers pick because they played on Thursday, and
Yeah.
we already did that, and
We did.
they lost already.
They did.
They look terrible.
They did.
And that Lions fan still echoes in my head.
Oh, my Lord.
There was a man behind us. The Snake was in attendance that was very, very vocal about
my Lord.
his passion for the Lions, and I hope that I never cross paths with that guy again.
Yeah, that was pretty pathetic.
It's Sunday, and it's getting to that point of the day where you need
Sunday.
to grab a beer and spread some cheer because the NFL is here. Hope it's been a great week. Another
Enjoy.
week on the prowl.
Another week.
I hope you have a great month. October is here. Spooky season is here. As we sign off, grab a beer, spread some cheer. We appreciate you. We love you, and we will see you in a week. Have a great one. Good luck today.
Enjoy.
Hit the smash button on your picks. Have fun. Win some money. Spread some love.
And enjoy this last, probably beautiful day we're going to have in October. I hope it starts to cool down. Time to get in the woods, baby. Time to get in the woods.